The truth about confidence that they didn't want you to know, part 1. Confidence is not something that you build through your physical appearance. Not because you get prettier, you'd be more confident. Whatever stage or point in your life that you're at, you should start to love yourself more in order to be more confident. You can't expect to be confident if you don't accept yourself in terms of your weaker areas. You have to accept yourself in order to be more self-confident. You also have to build your skills, the way you talk to yourself. Is it positive? How do you communicate yourself when you fail? And how do you look at things? Your mindset. Confidence is so much more than what you see on the outside. Self-acceptance and embracing your flaws and loving yourself more is the first step towards confidence. The truth about confidence that they didn't want you to know. Part 2. If you really want to build your confidence, it's going to be a rocky path. Imagine yourself failing and you have to accept yourself. You will be frustrated that there are things that you want to do and you won't be able to do it. That is so hard. Forgiving yourself and accepting the flaws that you have. It's going to be a long process, but it's going to be worth it. Your path to confidence is never going to be an easy task, especially if you have low self-esteem. But you know what I did when I was in that position? I would journal a lot. I would talk to myself like, what do I like with myself? How can I improve? Nothing's wrong with me. This is a process and I have to be there for myself and to have more self-compassion. Understand that building your confidence is going to be a process, so be gentle with yourself. The truth about confidence that they didn't want you to know, part 3. You will never be confident all the time. At one point, you will look at other people and feel insecure, and you have to accept that it's human nature and you're totally fine. But always remember that you have to stay in your lane and you have to focus on yourself. This is not a competition. You're doing okay and you're going to be fine. So the only thing that you always have to remember is that you have to do your best and to stop comparing yourself with other people, because that is the #1 killer of confidence. Are going to be moments that you feel weak, that you feel like somebody is better than you or most of the people is better than you, but get this. Someone will always be better than you. But just as cliche as it would sound, no one is going to be you. So always play by your strengths. About confidence they didn't want you to know, part 4. Everybody has insecurities like you do, and you're completely fine. Like what I've mentioned from my last video, all you can do is to accept your insecurities so nobody can use it against you. You might scroll on TikTok or any social media platform and you will see someone who's prettier, smarter, someone who's doing better than you. But exactly, this is social media. Everyone or everything that's put out in here is curated content. Meaning they've already planned this ahead before posting it. You will never see the bad side of them. Their weaker areas, you will never see that. You will never get to compare yourself to the bad side of them. You will only get to compare yourself to the best side of them. And so never invalidate your insecurities and learn how to come into terms with them. And also learn to accept them. Things about confidence that they didn't want you to know, part 5. Your opinion of yourself is going to be so much more important than any opinion of any human being that has ever walked in this planet. It's not important if they find you pretty. If you find yourself pretty, that's it. It's gonna be a game changer. You can never put your self-worth on other people's hands. If you let them do that, you lower your confidence and you give them your power. Your sense of self-worth should always be in your hands, and it should be something that you're taking care of. While you're taking this, you're also boosting your confidence. For me, this is something that intertwines with other things in yourself. Your self-worth, your self-respect, and your confidence are all aligned together. So this is a friendly reminder that if you want to be more confident, change your self-image into something that's positive. About confidence that they didn't want you to know, part 6. You're enough. You are enough and you can't change my mind. Whatever you do, whatever mistakes you've done, if you don't feel like you're worthy, screw it. You are worthy. You are enough. You are smart, you are capable, you can do anything that you want. You are enough. Even if you are at your lowest point in your life right now, it doesn't mean that you can never change that. I mean, you can't make a diamond without pressure. Regardless of how people see you, regardless if you don't have money, if you don't have status, if you don't have that grades, that academic standing, you are enough. Once you realize that you are a fucking great person and you deserve fucking great things in life, let's see how things are gonna work out for you. Once you realize that you are enough and you're entitled to your dreams. It's a mistake not to make mistakes as a part of your learning process. The systems that we have both in school and at work were expected to be mistake-free. We're viewed negatively for making mistakes. Mistakes and failures are often evaluated as poor performance even if you gave it your best shot. I personally believe that this belief system is absurd. In real life, you learn through committing mistakes. The bigger the mistake, the more lessons that it will bring to you. I think it would be so much healthier if we see learning as not being afraid to examine mistakes. Use your mistakes to learn, to improve, and to monitor your progress and to feel good about it. And so always remember, your negative self-talk will rob every ounce of strength in you. So if you want to put an end to this, here are 3 ways on how you could stop that negative self-talk coming from a previously negative self-talker herself. 1. Pay attention to your thoughts. It is estimated that each of us have an average of 60,000 thoughts per day, and it's filtered by how we feel. What we think of is based on how we feel on the inside. And so, very important that you recognize that not all of your thoughts are true. Always remember that what you tell yourself through your conscious mind will be your truth. So it's very important to be conscious of what you think of. 2. Journal. This will help you to rationalize every negative thought that you have, and this will also help you to become more self-aware. 3. Ask yourself, would you say those negative thoughts to a friend? Because negative self-talk is just a form of self-sabotage. Rather than pointing out the weaknesses that you have, you should focus on your strengths more so you could develop them. Remember that you have to accept yourself right now while you're investing in yourself to be the best version of you down the road. And so, always remember, are you struggling with productivity like I used to? Now here are 3 ways on how you can improve your productivity each day. Number 1, stop multitasking. According to neuroscience Earl Miller, it is not humanly possible to do multitasking. Just focus on one task each time and it makes everything easier to be completed. Number 2, take breaks. This helps you boost your concentration and it also boosts your mood. Number 3, set small and achievable goals. When you have a big project, it can feel really overwhelming. So when you set small and achievable goals for yourself, this makes things easier to manage and to get done. Now, once you implement these 3 tips, always remember that you can never be fully productive each day. And so it's very important that you work smart and don't beat yourself up. Hi guys, I just realized something and I think that this is something that people should hear. The weakest point in your life will also be your strongest asset once you learn how to heal it. If you review my profile, most of my content would revolve around self-care, self-worth, self-love, public speaking, and confidence. Why? Because these were the things that I used to struggle with before. And so it's so much easier for me to connect with people who don't have confidence and who lack public speaking skills, because I know what I would have wanted to hear at that point when I was just developing myself and investing in myself. It's easier to inspire and to motivate other people because the words that I'm saying now are the words that I hope I would have heard from someone when I was in the process of struggling and improving myself. And so don't be afraid of your struggles and the process, because these are the things that will help you to learn, to grow, and to understand other people. Are you afraid to step out of your comfort zone? This is for you. Okay, so before I was someone who didn't know who I was, I don't know what I wanted, I didn't have confidence, and I was a people pleaser. As you can see here, this is the fashion sense that I used to have because I was trying to fit in and I thought that it was a cute outfit. Since I didn't have the confidence in myself, I would stay in my comfort zone. Do some more people pleasing and not be able to set my boundaries. But when I started to step out of my comfort zone and to realize who I was, here's what happened. I started learning public speaking, and my group presented a research paper to an international conference in Cagayan. I also graduated with Latin honors, and I was also able to experiment and realize that, hey, I can do my makeup. And so always remember that magic happens outside of your comfort zone. Are you struggling with the process of developing yourself and becoming the person you want to be? Here's what I like to remind myself. In those moments, in my darkest moments where I feel like all of my hard work will be thrown out of the window, what I would like to remind myself that there is the power of 1%. So the power of 1%, as I've read from an INC article, is that the smallest things that you have, that 1% that you do, will eventually compound. For example, what you do today, the tiniest details of the habits that you do today, tomorrow and the day after that will determine what kind of future that you have. So whenever you're frustrated with the process, just take it one step at a time and one day at a time. And before you know it, you'd be at your destination. If you like self-help books, then this is for you because I will be rating my self-help books. Let's get it! This book was prohibited to be read in some prisons, and it is low-key manipulative and it scares me a lot. So I'm gonna give it a 3/10. This is The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Super helpful but low-key manipulative. This book, on the other hand, is going to make you so likable that you will get and pique the interest of other people. This is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, and I'm going to give it a 100/10. If you're into financial literacy, I would highly recommend this for starters. This is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and it's really helpful, easier to understand how to acquire assets. So I'm gonna give it 20/10. Lastly, we have Smarter, Faster, Better by Charles Duhigg, and it's been helping me with productivity, so I'm going to give it 50/10. Like and follow for part 2. Now, if you like self-help books, personality development, and learning, this video is for you because I will be rating my books. Let's go! This book will teach you that you need to be independent first before ever dreaming of becoming interdependent with other people. And I've learned a lot from this, so I will be giving this 1,000/10. This book is really interesting. This is Why Men Don't Listen and Women Can't Read Maps. However, there are findings that could be slightly outdated for me, and so I will be giving it a 3/10. This book, on the other hand, is just a science of likability. Captivate by Vanessa Van Edwards. She's a behavioral psychologist, and I love her work so much, so I'm going to give it 20/10. And lastly, we have the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I don't fuck with you. The title explains what the book contains, so it speaks for itself. Like and follow for more!